Hi, this is Jill from Fabric Garden, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about sewing needles, both machine needles and hand needles. There are so many types of needles on the market, and it can be difficult to know which needle is right for your project. But using the right needle for your project will give you a better outcome. So in the world of machine needles, there's jeans needles, universal needles, quilting needles, top stitch needles. The list goes on. And the same with hand needles. You've got embroidery, straw needles, sharps, betweens, so many. So it's a good idea to learn a little bit about your needles. So how do you know? Well, we've got a handy little guide for you called Know Your Needles. And this little book will go through the main types of sewing needles, both machine and hand needles, and they will tell you all about each needle, the type of fabric that it's good to use them with, the type of thread that should be used with them, what sort of projects might be best for them. It's a great little guide, and it's just perfect to keep by your sewing machine. So now that you know that there's a way for you to learn about your needles, let me give you a couple little extra tips. The first thing is, how often should you change your sewing machine needle? We recommend about every 8 hours, but that can vary depending on the type of fabric that you're sewing with. If you're sewing with a heavy fleece or you're quilting through batting, the needle life is going to be shorter. So how do you know it's time to change your needle? Well, you will start to see things happen. You will see skipped stitches, broken stitches, wiggly stitches. You might see damaged fabric or puckers in your sewing, and you might hear a popping sound when the needle hits the fabric. All of those are signs that it is time to change your needle. Well, if you're like me, sometimes you can't remember when you last put a needle in your machine, or what needle did you put in your machine? So a good idea is that when you change your needle, just put a little sticky note on your machine with the type of needle and the date you put it in. That way you won't be racking your brain about when you did that. So take a little time, get to know your needles, get to know which needle would be best for your project, and you will enjoy your sewing even more.